Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Train Sim World ASMR. So, we've had a lot of things go on since the last episode, but one of the major movements is we got offered a better job in Pennsylvania working for the North Fork Southern Railroad. That's where we are currently at. We are out here in the middle of we are in the Jonestown yard currently, and we're going to be carrying a load. I'll show you on the map. We're going to be carrying a load of empties right here. These are our empties that we got to get. We're going to be hauling them to the South Fork Junction yard and dropping them off in an empty slot down here. And there is already, as you can see, there is another train sitting here waiting. This is a 40-car loaded coal train that we are going to have to haul up to, where I think it was, let me make sure I'm getting this right. We zoom all the way in Crescent. We're going to be hauling it up to Crescent, and they should have us a load coming out of Crescent going to Junta or Altoon, which is where we will go through the famous horseshoe curve. But anyways, guys, I was going to kind of show y'all on the map what we got going on this morning. So let's go ahead, jump aboard, and get this thing going. All right. Well, for the most part today, we should have clear skies. Nothing, no major weather's going to be going on. But the one good thing about the horseshoe curve, this area's got some huge grades. But anyway, let's go ahead and get our engine set up. We want to set this to lead. We want to set our independent all the way. Release this. Turn to freight. We want to make sure the automatic brake is released. Turn this to freight, and this is going to be lead. And then we're going to turn on our generator switch. Lights. Yes, we want every light on except for the rear. We ain't got to worry about the rear too much, but we'll make sure our number lights are on, because that is extremely important. For some reason we got air bleeding off somewhere back here. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but our main reservoirs are up. What is that? Okay. Yeah, something's going on. Alright, yeah, we got a problem with our brakes, so let's go back here and see what the crud's going on now. Yeah, it's this locomotive down here. And they said that this was already supposed to be set up, ready to go. But anyways, if you're hearing all this air going on, it's because of this down here. You gotta move it. You can do trail as in 24, but normally I do 6 and 26 onto that. Trail, leave everything else alone back here, because this is cut out. Don't mess with nothing. Just get over here and switch this around. Sometimes that happens. I try to help people. I know people, mess with this and try to figure out what in the world is going on. But anyways, that's how you fix that. So I think we're good in the electrical box. Let's see. Utility, we want to make sure power distribution is turned on. Alright, so we're good. Sit down here. And you want to turn you want to hit the DISP, and you want it to say banking comm is on. Alright, so now that means you're controlling all the locomotives that are hooked to this train with this one master unit. So let's get with dispatch, and we'll let them know where we're going real quick. It will tell us. Up here probably be pretty good. Alright. That should be enough to clear the rails, but alright, let's get one of these outside views to take off. Oop, I'm stuck on something. Alright, and I also did try to remove as much information off of the screen that I could. You know, there wasn't like there was a bunch of stuff over here blocking the view, because I know everybody wants to, you know, all the kids out there and people who love trains, they mainly want to see the trains and not gauges. But I cannot promise without seeing this if it's going to be a good thing or not. Let's just say that. But go ahead and move up. Fly around. I love the drone camera view. Like if I drove a train, I would literally do this. I would put a drone out the window and let it fly around. Luckily this drone will stay with the train as it moves though. Alright guys, let me land it up here because I wish there was a way you could disable that bell. Oh my lord. Go kick this back door open so we can see what's going on. I think we're gonna have to pull past this one a little bit more than 30-something yards, but we shouldn't get flagged by Jamie and dispatch for rolling a little bit past. Alright, and that should be good enough right there. Alright, back on our dispatch map. We want this train to hook up to these right here. Alright, so let's get our drone camera back out again, because this would actually simulate a person having to go, you know, they'd have to get down, walk back here, climb up on this, but before they did, we got to open up our cut bar. This opens this up where we can hook up to trains, and we would climb up here and hang on. So we're good now. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I was supposed to say we should already be rolling down the hill. Get up here and deal with this. Dude, I cannot deal with that bell. Thank you. Alright. So we're on a downhill grade. We don't have to give it no power. We're just going to let it roll. But we're going to be rolling down here about 300 yards out to pick up some empties, which is going to be going to the, like I said, let me look at the map here again. It's going to be going to the South Fork Junction Yard, which is part of the Windboro Mining Company. Windboro Mining Company, I should say. Ooh, I hope we don't get clipped. Alright, we're good. Yeah, this train's really fixing to pick up speed once we get on this hill right here, because it really goes down. But anyways, guys, how have y'all been doing? I hope y'all have been enjoying yourselves here lately. Like, I've been extremely busy outside, like, you know, not recording videos and stuff like that. It's just been a lot of stuff going on medically with my wife, so I ain't really had a chance to make a lot of videos, and I do apologize for that. Let's get this camera over here so we don't hit the wall. But I do apologize for that, but you know, oh man, it always clips my camera there. It gets on my nerves. You know, hopefully that will get better here soon. We might switch to the other side. I wish they would do better at designing some of this stuff. Alright, let's get into our break. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make more videos. I'm going to do my best at it, but all I can ask for, I guess, is prayer for my wife. She's really been having problems with epilepsy here lately from the amount of stress. Ooh, that looked like 5 miles per hour to me, so I'm not going to argue with it. let's make sure that none of these handbrakes are set with our drone. If they ain't set here, then they're good. Alright, so handbrake is not set. We'll bring our little drone and our extra person that we would normally have with us. They would be getting into the train right now. Alright, so let's get on our dispatch. Yep, shut this door. So let's get on our dispatch match and let them know where we are fixing to head. Alright. So you want to kind of look at this. Anytime that you're doing these live timetable scenarios, like if you're wanting to create content yourself, if you go into the live timetable, there will be other trains, other cars, freight you can haul, and all that. You see, there's a train even moving right here on the map. So you got to pay attention to your signalers, because sometimes there may be a train coming through and you can't go through at that appointed time. And I love it because it's realistic. It's an actual live timetable with other trains. So we're going to have to pull this in on one of these orange sidings. So we're going to try to get it down here as far as we can go, because we will have to disconnect and reconnect to our other train that's going to be going to Crescent, or we're going to be delivering our coal. But alright, let's go ahead. We are good. We're up underneath of 15 miles per hour. This is our miles per hour gauge. Let's go ahead and throw it into some power. Alright, pull this off, catch this thing taking off. Dump our brakes. Okay. Let's give it 3 throttle. Maybe it needs some more power. I know what it is. Know exactly what it is. Alright. So anytime that you set for dispatch something, knock all this back out. Make sure that this is on. See how it says off again? Anytime that you click on your train and you're going to set a new destination, you have to turn that back on. Now all this stuff will stay the same, but it does reset your radio. So let's try that again up underneath notch 2. We'll go outside. Now you see the smoke coming from the second train. Now it should be able to go. We're going to bell off on our independent. Give it a couple of toots. And may have to use notch 3 because she is not moving. 4. Alright, now that's half throttle. We should be moving by now. 5. There we go. This is an old rusty track, so we may not be getting traction on this thing. I don't know, but we're pushing this thing pretty hard. 6. Start backing down on your throttle once you start moving. That's really important. It sounds like the brakes are dragging, so maybe I didn't wait long enough for the air pressure to build up in the train before we started moving. That may have been my fault. We'll be able to tell because this thing will probably start taking off here soon. Ooh, this is actually a fairly long train. Let's get this thing up in the air and see what we're working with. Oh yeah. We also got some other empties out here, but we ain't going. This is the one on our work order that we got to bring up there. So this is the whole length of the train, and beautiful town of Pennsylvania. Love the detail. Fly over, and this is a remastered Train Sim World 5 version. Now, I think this was from Train Sim World 3 originally, if I'm not mistaken. But it's been a while, because I used to play it on PC before I started doing most of my stuff on console. But he's going pretty good. We're coming on out of here. back off the throttle. Alright, whoa. Sometimes the camera be doing some weird stuff. Get up here. Land our drone. If I can get it to land correctly. Right there. Where we can get some good views as we get out of here. Because this is beautiful scenery in here. Like, I would love to paint some of this stuff. We're rolling at 8 miles per hour right now, so we're good. We ain't broke a 15 miles per hour speed limit. Like I said, I tried to get as much information off of the screen to make it look as realistic as possible, but we are not far from getting out on the main line and increasing our overall train speed. Our brake pressures are good. Everything's looking good. Let's see what we got going on back here. Yeah. No warnings. So I think what it was is I just didn't let the brake pressure build up in the train at first. And it could be this grade. We are on a 0.6 grade. And all these cars are empty, so that they're not heavy. I say they're not heavy. They are heavy, but not heavy for this. But I mean, we're already pushing almost 900 amps. Yeah, 8. Oh, let's see. So that'd be 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're pushing 800 amps to get this thing to roll at 8 miles per hour. So that's quite a bit of power. I mean, we're in notch 6 right now. We haven't even hit a major grade, so this may turn into a problem. But as long as this says on, you know your back engine's being controlled. And another thing you can do while we're in the slow area, you can see your drone back here, fly it up to the window, and look at the amperage. See? Go ahead and open up the window so we can see. Yeah, the amperage is pulling on this one, so we are good. We got both. It's just a lot of cars, so that does amount to some weight. We're only pulling it with these little bitty GP38s. Norfolk Southern did not have SD40s, or at least they don't offer it in here. I thought about making an SD40 version, but that's a lot of work to rig one of these, or to, you know, design a train out. It is a lot of work. I made a Resident Evil, like the Umbrella Corporation SD40, and was going to do one in the Clinchfield coal mine for Halloween, but I don't know, I may do that again this year, or post it this year. But it was pretty cool what I had come up with. Oops, sorry about that, guys. This mic is just unbelievably touchy. Alright, we're at 60 miles per hour. We're going to go ahead and jump on it now. We got to start building our speed to pull this grade. Moving fast enough now, we can get a drive-by on it. Get the drone out here. Alright. There we go. I'll try to steady this drone camera as much as I can. This would be about the height of what a person would be standing beside it, maybe a little bit higher. And there is the end. Then we'll do the overhead fly view. I mean, this place has got some really good scenery there. And we should also be able to see other locomotives and you know, other employees on the Norfolk Southern line moving around today. So we won't just be seeing our trains, we'll be seeing other ones too. It looks like this is going to be a slow ride, guys. We are not picking up speed at all. I didn't think just some empty cars would be that much of a struggle for this engine. Or these two GP38s. It's crazy. Trailers are heavy. Alright guys, we're gonna land it and get back inside. Figure out if we can increase this slow ride a little bit better. Probably should have grabbed another locomotive. They had another one back there, but you know, we're already rolling, so we'll go with it. Moving at a total of 16 miles per hour. This is ridiculous. And I don't even know how many cars we got. I'm pretty sure, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, so that's 10 empty cars. And that should be right. 10 empties should be able to be hauled by 2 GP38s, because mainly the rule of thumb is if you're loaded, if 5 cars are loaded, 1 GP38 can pull it. So you do the math. 5 loaded per 1 engine. So, and we got 10 that are empty back here. Or not 10, but I think I said 20 that are empty. So yeah, we should be right in the ballpark range to pull this, but it is definitely struggling. Let's get an outside view. Look at that scenery out there. Look at those mountains, man. It's peaceful. Moving very slow up this hill. Over here is a bunch of trees and grass on Boy Hill, but anyways, I'll try to switch in between the drone camera outside views, do what I can, and for you know, kind of touch bases, go over some stuff. There hasn't been any major updates or releases or major changes done to the game recently. I've been seeing some stuff on YouTube about they're supposed to be releasing the Santa Fe railway, like the SD40 Santa Fe and the bigger EC44s or Dash 9s, you know, whatever you want to call them. I looked for it to see if I could buy the DLC, but I don't see it. I don't know if they released it for console or maybe it was just for PC. But if it does come out, I will get that one, and we'll see if we can do some live timetable, you know, actual real life work like what you would be doing as a train driver. But other than that, it's just peaceful. Something you can. This is a peaceful job here. I don't think it would be in real life, but probably so. I've talked to some engineers. In fact, I was friends with one, and I actually did work at a railway yard for a little bit, but because of my eye condition, I was not able to keep the job for medical reasons. So, but I wasn't doing anything major. I was working for the Kansas City line outside of Monroe, Louisiana. Just all they had me doing was working on one of the GP38s, and I didn't even get a chance to drive. I was just out there with a radio helping them uncouple, and we were basically car kicking. We were moving loaded and empty cars around to be ready to be taken on the line, the main line out of there. I didn't even have the job, not even a couple of months, and then my vision started giving me problems. So, but I got to keep some of the reverser handles. I still got those. I got 2 black ones and a yellow one. We're still stuck at 16 miles per hour. Man, I should have got another engine. Another GP38 to assist this, but I guarantee you this is what they probably would have gave us in real life too. Something that would barely pull the load. No, we're trying to save fuel. thing like uses barely any fuel. And I was surprised about that whenever I did the research to this. A train will actually use less fuel than an 18-wheeler whenever you verse how much it can carry versus that. Because you got to think, a heavy metal object on almost frictionless rails, besides the weight holding it down, it rolls for a long time. Once you get the weight of the object up to speed, it will roll forever, and you're mainly rolling in neutral unless, like what we're dealing with right now, a 0.6 grade. This thing is struggling. But anyways, let's get our outside and check some stuff out. Hopefully we'll catch another train coming down the line. We'll go ahead and send the drone out. This is kind of rough. At least we get to see some stuff. We're not getting rushed past anything. The river's on this side of us right now. Yeah, I guess it's going to be a long drive up to, I gotta remember these map locations. That's going to end up getting me messed up for sure. South Fork, that's where we're headed to, is South Fork. South Fork Junction Yard, where we will be delivering these empties at and catching a 40-plus loaded coal car that's going to head up to Preston. I'm hoping I can get all this on one episode, but I don't know. This may look like this is going to be a part 2 with as slow as we're moving right now. This is horrible. I mean, literally, with as slow as we're moving, I could probably get up. I know this is probably highly illegal to do, but heck, I could walk out here, go down to the front of the train, look around, look back, be like, oh, there's nobody driving. What's going on? Anyway, we're not trying to fall off the train and get ran over, so we're going to get back in our seat, because as you're sitting here, there is an alerter switch. You see this alerter switch? Yeah, you have to hit that every once in a while or else the brakes will automatically lock in real life. But we got that disabled on here so I can actually get up and walk around outside, possibly fall off the train and ruin an hour's worth of recording. Don't ask me how I know this. But one thing I do like about the horseshoe curve, like the engines, they actually really sound like the trains that I worked with and I lived next to in Bartlett. They sound identical to it. And this GP38 doesn't have the unique Southern comfort. Like if you hear the noise, like here I'll blow the horn for y'all and show you what I'm talking about. Now maybe the GP38 does sound like that, but the Norfolk Southern, like ES44, the bigger, the 6-axle power axle locomotive, it has got a unique horn, and I know that horn. Like if I heard it, I would be able to spot it out of any other horn. But I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit excited. I'm glad back to be recording. So. Not a very good view on the inside, but this is the main thing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and land the drone, guys, and as we get closer, I will get back on the mic. Alright, I did notice that we are up underneath a caution yellow, so there may be another train coming down the line. So anytime you see that caution yellow at 2.2 miles, you want to make sure you're below 30 miles per hour because you could have to immediately stop after that. Right now we're just up underneath the caution. It ain't saying anything about having to come to a stop, or you're coming into an area where you're going to have to drop down your speed. So anytime you see a caution yellow come up, even though you may be miles away from it, just slow down before you get there. Slow down to at least 30 miles per hour. I know it may be challenging if you don't have enough engines to hold the grade, but it will definitely give you a lot more points on here if y'all guys are going for like the ratings or the point system. I just drive. Like I drive and check out the scenery, but I don't like wrecking either. But 800 yards will have to be down to 35, which we haven't even broke 19 yet, so we're good. But I was, going to give y'all a little heads up on that if you didn't know, if you're new to playing Train Sim World. First time I've seen that on here. I haven't seen no rainbow colored boxes on here until this recent update. I don't even know what type of freight that is. I've never seen that before. I have my ideas, but very limited in here as to what you can see. Even if you do zoom in, you got all this stuff in the way. That's the reason why there's supposed to be a secondary brakeman or a conductor over here that would normally work with you. We made it up to 17 miles per hour. And those are your signs, 40 and 35. Alright, so 35 is for freight cars, the 40 is for passenger, like if there was a passenger train coming through here, which I haven't gotten a license yet to haul passenger trains through here, but we're eventually going to get to that. Where I can do the scenic route, taking passenger cars through the horseshoe curve. 'Cause I would love to see this in real life, be able to see this area. I wouldn't know what to do if I actually lived in a place like this. I'd probably be out there on my bike recording trains driving by and actually purchase me a drone. The only thing that scares me about that though is, say if I did have a bike, you know, I'm recording trains live with a drone. I don't know what they would say if I was flying especially nowadays, man, people freak out over that stuff. Flying a drone around a train, probably be some type of federal law or something to be broken. So I don't know if that would be a bad idea or not. I ain't risking it though. They can't say nothing if you just catch it on the drive-by. Anyways, we are coming through. Let's go to our map and see where we are at right now. We are coming through. Oh, we're almost up here to South Fork. Okay, not too far away. We're coming into the South Fork Yard now. Our junction. It's actually a junction, but we are arriving. Thank you, Lord. This is 18 miles per hour was killing me. About 40 minutes worth of camera battery, so I got about 15 minutes left to record. And what I'll do is on our next episode, once we get here, we get stopped, we're gonna catch this other train coming by. Let's get it. Sorry about the camera, guys. I get a little bit wound up. I'm gonna get back down at the bottom. Oh, that looks cool. See if I can get a lot of them. Really slowing down right now. Alright, we're gonna go back up towards the front because we are losing power now and I can't see any of my gauges. Oh yeah, burning some coal up here. I see it smoking. Giving it all it's got. Driving some of these bigger ones here soon. I'm a new hiree, so they got me doing the small stuff right now, but we're going to drive one of the big boys here soon. Alright, so we can't be playing around with the drone. Maybe to look at this river. It's a nice town over here. Alright, let me quit playing around, because I got to pay attention now. Alright, so we're 970 yards away from our stop. We are over 10 miles per hour, so we're already getting hit. For speeding, drop our amperage down Alright, we're coming up to a crossing. So we are in a neighborhood, so we're going to have to use the horn, excuse the bell. They didn't hear all that. It's just natural selection at this point in time. Little bitty town, but this is where the start of the Windberg mine starts. This is a junction yard where we drop off empties and pick up loaded mine carts that will be headed to Preston. And if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to see our next train over here. Yep, there it is. And we're going to be taking these four and connecting to those four. I was thinking about taking the bigger locomotives and just attaching them to these. We may get a hold of dispatch and figure that out. We may be able to pull that off. But this is our loaded mine carts. You'll be out here. I'll send the drone out where you can actually see. You can tell that these are our other two engines that we got to pick up. But you can tell that these are loaded and the rest of them are empty. So this is what we'll be hauling in the next episode. They got a bunch of locomotives down here. Yeah, we're definitely going to hit up dispatch and see if we can't grab two of these coming out. But while we're pulling up, let's look on our map and make sure our train is going to clear this siding. Get it all the way up to here, yeah, we'll be good. Alright, 190 yards out. We're going to have our conductor, our helper, he would be hanging off. We're going to have to disconnect from this once we come to a stop. I've been looking at everything about that. Back to work. Come off power a little bit too soon. A little bit too soon on that one. That's alright. We'll get it up there. And that's good. We'll set our train brake full. What we're going to do, here we're going to knock our reverser out because we don't want nothing being pulled. Alright, so we got it stopped. Now what we got to do is go back here to keep these cars from rolling while we get decoupled. We got to set some. Now this is the locomotive's job. He's got to go back here and make sure these handbrakes are set. The conductor would have already disconnected us. does it a little bit quicker than this. Make it run. All we should have to do is apply at least 3 brakes. That's all we need. And then we can disconnect. Alright, that's it. We got 3 cars with the brakes set, so this thing shouldn't roll anywhere. Go ahead and disconnect. There we go. That's it. There's your air lines. I got some other lines that they would hook up. But let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to do this. I think we're going to have a pull and shove. I think what we're going to do for this next route, we'll see what we can get away with on dispatch. Let's look at our map. So we just disconnected from all these empties right here. Now this is currently our new train, the one that is loaded with our 40 coal cars. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take these, we're going to connect them to the end. We're going to go ahead and connect them, and we'll set these up for trail, you know, like you would set up your following locomotives. And then we're going to go up to the front and set these up for lead. I think we can do that because, see, if I take these and I back up the line and connect to them, we're going to be facing backwards the whole way, and I'm really not trying to do that. So I don't know, or we could take these 4, put them up there, connect them, and then grab these extra, they're the EC44 Norfolk Southern version. Like if I pull out my drone camera, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's those down here. We may be able to get a hold of dispatch, and why am I getting stuck? Okay, that's weird. It's never done that before. Oh, because I'm not connected to the rest of this train. Okay, so it won't let me get too far away from my tagging position. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna get a hold of dispatch and see if we can't grab these EC44s over here, and we're gonna have 6 engines to pull off 4 of these loaded coal cars. That way we can get there on time. I mean, you know, they're just sitting down here, but we'll see what dispatch says. But other than that, glad to be able to make another video from y'all guys. Please like and subscribe. I am going to be doing some ASMR ones where it's just nothing but driving trains, no commentary, just straight driving. You know, let me know if y'all like those more, or if y'all like my videos where I'm explaining what I'm doing and comparing it to the real world situation. But other than that, guys, I will catch y'all on the